Hello everyone, this is Ashley and this is Christine. The one who's filming is Ashley and the one who's talking is Christine, which is quite unfortunate. And this island is basically an archipelago, the feature number 1, which is basically means a group of many islands. 2 is the Bight, which is right over here. And then you can clearly tell that the land is very high above from the sea. Basically, a bight is a wide curving bend in the shoreline and it forms a bay. But it's not exactly a bay because it's the bight. The third feature is the cape. The cape is a point of land that juts out into the water. And then the fourth is the channel, or canal, whatever you want to say. And then it is a wide passage of water between an island and a larger body of land. The fifth feature is the delta. The delta is a deposit of silt and sand, usually three-sided, that collects at the mouths of some rivers. The next one is the escarpment. The escarpment is a steep slope or cliff that marks the boundary of a flat or gently sloping area, often formed by erosion. Well, it's not that steep, but you can tell that it's a cliff. And then the next feature is the fjord. The fjord is a long, narrow coastal inlet of the sea between these stiff cliffs or slopes, or it can even be a mountain, in between mountains actually. The next is the glacier. The glacier is a large body of ice moving slowly down a slope in the mountains. It is basically some ice in top of the mountains, and you can see them if you go on a hike, usually. The next feature is the inlet, and then the inlet isn't this part, but it's in between this land and this land. It's in between right over here. That's the inlet. And then the inlet is a narrow strip of water extending from a larger body of water into the land or between islands. And then the next feature is the lagoon. The lagoon is a coastal body of shallow water formed where low-lying rock, sand, or coral presents a partial barrier to the open sea. Basically, it's just a sea that is very, very shallow. Very shallow. You can walk on it for a few miles and stuff. And then the next feature is the lake. This is the lake. The lake right in here. And the lake is a large body of fresh water surrounded by land, which is quite obvious. And the next feature is the mountain. The mountain is elevations of land and rock rising very high above sea level. It can be 10,000 meters above. Actually, it needs to be 10,000 meters above. The next feature is the peninsula, and it looks sort of like Korea for some reasons. And Korea is a peninsula as well. It is a long, wide strip of land extending into the ocean from the mainland with water on three sides. The next feature is the plateau. It is an area of flat land that is higher than the land around it, and that actually is the part where the settlements are that we have decided. It is the great part of the land, number 14. Number 15 is the river. It is a large stream of fresh water that comes from higher elevations and empties into an ocean, lake, or another river. The river that we have managed to do was from here to here, which is basically from the sea, from inside the land, and then out back into the sea. The next feature is the sea, the 16. It's all around us actually. And the sea is basically the ocean, and then the ocean is basically the sea, and it's just the salt water that's around. It's a large body of salt water smaller than an ocean, partially or wholly enclosed by land. Then the next part is the strait, which is number 17. The strait is a narrow channel of water connecting two larger bodies of water. And the next feature is the summit, and it is the highest peak of a mountain. This 18 right here is one of the most highest mountains that we have made. and so we put that as the summit. The next feature is a tributary, a river or stream that flows into a larger river. Please hold on, because the next one is the last one. And the next one is the volcano, and it is the last feature that we're gonna explain. And it is a cone-shaped mountain of molten rock that is built up around the vent in the Earth's crust. And it can explode anytime it wants. By the way, the red thing is not a chili sauce. It is a paint. It is a red paint. Basically, the settlement that we have chosen is the great part, right over here, number 14. And then the reason why I chose this part was because that there are probably going to be a lot of animals that we can actually see and maybe hunt. Maybe, just maybe. Some of them might not be even allowed to hunt, maybe. And then, if you build a settlement around here, you could actually survive instead of being right over here. Because if you were to live right over here, then you would probably freeze to death, or maybe when the volcano erupts, you would probably be covered in ashes and stuff. So probably it's not a good idea to live here. No. Over here might be a good idea, but this part isn't really actually the part that we have discovered. There's already a settlement there, so no. We could have lived in the peninsula. We could have, but we believe that the number 14 right over here is the better place, because right here there's the lagoon, and then it can be used as a tourist attraction place, and we could actually get money from it. Yeah, money goes around. I don't know why. It's a bad thing, but it's a good thing. So it's not. The second reason was the volcano, and then the third reason was the lagoon. So basically that's it, and thank you for watching.